Good evening. I'd like to call to order the Planning and Development Committee meeting of February 28th, 2024. Grimsby is situated on treaty land. This land is steeped in the rich history of the First Nations, such as the Hattaway-Wendourong, the Haudenosaunee, and the Anishinaabe, including the Mississaugas of the Credit First Nation. There are many First Nations, Métis, and Inuit people from across Turtle Island that live and work in Niagara today. The regional municipality of Niagara and the town of Grimsby stand with all Indigenous people, past and present, in promoting the wise stewardship of the lands on which we live. Any disclosures of pecuniary or non-pecuniary interest? Seeing none. Can I get a mover and seconder to approve the agenda? Potter. Member Drew. Moved by Member Potter, second by Member Drew. Resolved that the February 28th, 2024 Planning and Development Committee meeting agenda be approved. All in favor? That's carried. All right, can I get a mover and seconder for receiving the previous minutes? Member Drew? Member Potter? Yeah, switch it up. Moved by Member Drew, second by Member Potter. Resolved that the January 31st, 2024 Planning and Development Committee minutes be received. All in favor? It's carried. No delegations today. Can I get a mover and seconder for the consent report, PA 2406? Member Potter, Member Drew. Any discussion? No, seeing none. Moved by Member Potter, second by Member Drew. Resolved that the Planning and Development Committee hereby approves the following item and the consent item be approved on the recommendation that's contained therein. The report PA 24-06, Ontario Land Tribunal Decision 13, Mountain, 1921 Elm, OLT 22-003541, dated February 28, 2024, be received for information. All in favor? That's carried. All right, next we have a discussion report on part lot control exemption in the 8 Lake Street subdivision. Can I get a mover and seconder to get it on the floor for discussion? Member Drew, Member Potter. Is anyone speaking?
Yeah, I think Michaela's going to.
Michaela, yeah. Welcome.
Okay, thank you, everyone. I got it. I did. Thank you. Good afternoon, Mayor Jordan, members of the Planning Committee. Michaela Bray, planner with the town. I'm going to go over the report that was in the agenda, number PA 2405. It's for part lot control at 426 and 428 Robinson Street North. That's the municipal addresses. And this was part of a subdivision that was approved a couple years ago. It's referred to as the 8 Lake Street subdivision, and this is particularly about Block 3. And I'll have a diagram of that in a couple slides. So just to orient everyone, this is, it's a fairly old aerial image of the area. So it's at the intersection of Lake and Robinson, about 1 lot in. Robinson Street has been improved since this photo was taken, as well as 8 Lake Street. So right at the intersection, just north of the green box I have, has been redeveloped. And then the green box is the subject property. And that has been, it's under construction right now. So again, so on the left is the subdivision plan. So this was approved in 2021, I believe, or registered in 2021. I'll have a timeline later, but I'm specifically talking about Block 3. And the applicants wish to lift part lot control on Block 3 in order to divide the lot into what's shown on the right, into Part 1 and Part 2. And the purpose of that is to have two separate lots, as the building that's gone up is a semi-detached dwelling. And since the foundation and the dividing wall between the two semi-detached units has been constructed, we're able to apply for, to temporarily lift the part lot control to divide the land into two lots to be sold to different owners. So that's just what is present on the site right now. It's a semi-detached building. It's essentially two identical units. And the dividing line would be straight down the middle. So just an overview of what's gone on the lot. So there was a subdivision applied for in 2017, and it was conditionally approved in September 2017. So at this point, it was technically reviewed by like planning staff, public works staff, and agencies. And as part of that process, there was the intention that this lot would eventually be split into two, or this block would be split into two when the semi-detached dwelling went up and that dividing wall and foundation was built. So that was all discussed back in that formal subdivision review in 2017. After that, they cleared their conditions, and by April 2021, the land was officially divided through registering that subdivision plan. And then earlier last year, they got their building permits. It was for both the foundation and the structure. And then in the end of November 2023, we received the application for that part lot control, temporarily lifting it so the lot can be divided. And that brings us to the meeting today with the staff recommendation report. And ideally, the decision made today would be ratified by council at the next meeting, which I believe is on March 4th. So basically, the staff recommendation is to temporarily lift that part lot control to allow the lots to be divided, and then to amend the subdivision agreement to recognize the two new lots. Thank you.
Thank you for your presentation, Michaela. Any questions from Member Drew?
Had not been part of the planning process. I was not on the committee at the time this went through, so I took a long walk yesterday to go and see what was going on in the area. I hadn't been there in that area in some period of time. Frankly, I'm very impressed with what is going on in terms of the construction so far, and want to extend our appreciation to the developer, to the planning staff and the council for continuing to support this type of redevelopment in areas, certainly in helping positively change the face of the town of Grimsby. Thank you.
All right, seeing no further questions, moved by Member Drew, second by Member Potter. Resolved that report PA 24-05 part lot control exemption 8 Lake Street subdivision plan 30M-464 block 3 426 and 428 Robinson Street North dated February 28th 2024 be received. One, that the Planning and Development Committee recommend council approve the amendment to the subdivision agreement, and two, that a bylaw to temporarily lift part lot control be forwarded to council for approval following the execution of the agreement that amends the subdivision agreement, and three, that the appropriate bylaw be passed and that authorize the mayor and town clerk to sign all agreements on the town's behalf necessary to implement these approvals. All in favor? That's carried. Thank you, Michaela. Any other business pertaining to the committee? No, seeing none. Next Planning and Development Committee meeting is scheduled for March 6, 2024 at 5 p.m. Good evening, everyone. Meeting is adjourned. Have a good evening.